To my respected chairperson and everyone present here. Well, as the topic suggests that ignorance is the root cause of all the sufferings. Well, let us dig deeper into this. Already, a lot of things are being discussed. But fact is that here ignorance can be defined that be it wisdom or lack of knowledge. Now, on the other hand, sufferings can be materialistic as well as spiritual. Now, question is that ignorance can be intentional, ignorance can be unintentional. Now, when we are just so from the salad days, when a newborn baby is being born, then what happens that we are here to suffer. Now, this knowledge, that the ultimate knowledge that we are here to suffer, that to gain that knowledge, one has to go through a hell lot of journey that we are here to suffer. Every relationship generates expectations, attachments that are being earlier referred to by my fellow speakers. So here, this attachment or this expectations, this actually creates the pain that one is about to undergo or will undergo in later phases of one's life. Now, what happens that there are certain vices that we see that anger, greed, then we see that overconfidence coming out of power. So these sort of things will lead us to ignore people that is with whom we are living with. That is, say for an example, that one someone is having sufficient amount of wealth, but this greed that I want higher amount of wealth, I have to accumulate. I have to accumulate more and more. This expectation, this want is actually hindering his spiritual growth. On the other hand, that is the hunger for power that actually generates that I have to be more powerful. But at the end of the day, when someone is going to die, this power, apart from the mortal coil, the power is also is going to go out. So that actual knowledge one doesn't have. For that, one has to go through spiritual journey. So from there lies the problem. First of all, to understand that what the spiritual journey is all about. For that, one needs to find a proper preceptor who is going to guide that what are the paths that one should follow so that one can attain spiritual salvation. Now, for an example, there is a famous law in science, that is a law of conservation of energy, that everything is being created from one source of energy. Energy neither be created nor being destroyed. It's all about, it's only changing the form. So if you go through the famous book written by Swami Abhedananda, that is Life Beyond Death, so there you will find that after death experience, for the first time, that it was being photographed through using an infrared camera, where it wasn't clearly evident that even after the death, you are talking about the three-dimensional approach. So there it is clearly seen that after the death, the energy in the form of energy that is coming up. Now, question is that how to that at the it is also, I have gone through different literature. There it is said that when a person is going has just died, now all of a sudden, at the particular juncture of time, his entire journey of life is being just comes to his mind that this actually started and it actually ended. So that is actually through a flash memory that actually he experiences. So this from that aspect, known as live reducer. So from that aspect, now whether one is going to complete his life or not, that is actually is depending upon his spiritual practices. Now say that the practice that there is no difference. We are the children of, or we are the source or the parts of a bigger soul. There is no difference between you and me. To know that there are certain practices in Hindu, in Jainism, and also in Buddhism also. That is, they believe in non-violence. That even they cannot kill a small creature. That non-violence, we cannot think of it. That even I'm just killing an animal or someone, and also I'm just eating that for the sake of my living. So that sort of things, that subtle difference to achieve that, you need to love people. First of all, if you love people, then that is that if there is no difference between I and the other person, then I cannot hate him. So loving everyone, that is, I don't have any enmity with others. So to achieve that state, you need to go through certain practices, the spiritual practices. There comes the role of a guru, of a preceptor, who is going to guide you that how to achieve that particular state. In case of so as Swami Vivekananda's life was discussed during the discussion, it happened actually during when Naren just joined the just took the spiritual shelter of Lord Ramakrishna. At that time, he actually got the taste of that ultimate consciousness, that samadhi we talk about. So he was very happy that okay, now I will practice this, and I will just simply end my life doing this. I'm very happy. I'm not at all feeling the sufferings of the materialistic life. Then Lord Ramakrishna told that I thought that you are going to be the ultimate
tree.
yeah, banyan tree under whose shadow, and then others is going to be salvated, brother. So from that aspect, he understood, and he became the enlightened soul. And through his journey, through his teachings, now there and also through the teachings of his the different monks are there, and the way they are being teaching. That's why this that enlightenment, the journey of enlightenment, that is still continuing, and it will keep on going there. So here everything is there around us. So it's our choice that whether we want to be enlightened or not. So these days, most of us, we are not choosing. So that from that aspect, we are ignoring. So the ignorance is that we are very much lazy. Spiritual journey is not at all that much easy. That I thought I will start my path on the tracks of spiritualism. No, it's not. It's very tough. That's why we quit. We tend to just live our lives by being a hedonist, and okay, fine, we are.
Okay, Mr. Sen,
Yeah.
I would like to cut you short here as you have given very nice description on this related to your statement. I would like to know that present generation we see our life is something like rat race life, isn't it? We don't have spare time to think something different. So in this aspect, you would like to bring once again the system we have talked about the legendary people, the god, the Ramakrishna and the Swami Vivekananda. Once again, if we want to means invent this particular system, that upcoming days we can be also a bit in touch of this. So what are the changes or what are the systems we can input?
First of all, the practice of meditation. Okay, practice of meditation has to be compulsory. Okay, once you do meditate, then one can be within himself. That okay, then once your meditation, one you
But
can.
how should we just start up? My question is that how it will be starting up. Whatever you are going to say, it is midway through. Let me give you two words so it will be more clear to you. There are many brainiac people we get, doesn't
Right,
it?
right.
And recently we get there are brain rots. All right. So there are two,
Brain drain you're talking about?
no
Then-
brain rot.
Okay, okay.
Okay, recently it has been coined in the means Oxford Dictionary.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
So now the meaning of the brainiac, a person who is very much intellectual, and the brain rot means a person who is just opposite of intellectual.
Okay.
All right. So now this kind of people in our society we are going to get. So how to settle them into the practice, not during the practice.
See, to be honest, as I earlier pointed out, that the spiritual journey, when to take the spiritual journey, okay, this happens to people. It actually it's a kind of realization when at which point in time of someone's life who is going to realize that okay, it cannot be taught. It has to come within. One thing you can do, you can modify the education system where you can make it compulsory that people should go through our Vedic scriptures and other things that are being wrote there. All the paths.
That's right. But you told that you need a preceptor,
Right.
but you are saying they cannot be taught.
See, all the things that the available literature that are already there, okay, that has to be initiated, as he referred to that spiritualism, initiation of spiritualism. It has to be initiated or included in our education system. Okay, but fact is that when someone starts, automatically you will find that the need of this preceptor will come, the real preceptor. And see, the process of enlightenment is not a cakewalk. Okay, it is a very tough and very complex process. Every day, every moment, one has to practice. Okay, so from that aspect, it's very difficult. We cannot discuss it within the confinement of this room. It's a very broad, very broad aspect. So what we can do, we can create scope for the children. That okay, at least from the first of all, you have to be a good human being. You have to love people. If you cannot love people, then you cannot achieve the level of enlightenment or Satchidananda stage, whatever you refer to. This
Just
is
one more
yeah.
question. Do you think that our religion helps us to reach our destination? Or religion plays a pivotal role, significant role, or no?
I only believe in the path that is going to guide you to the ultimate salvation.
So,
Okay, so from that aspect, that when you one can find any preceptor, okay, who is appropriate, okay, he will guide you to the path, what to follow and what not to. If you follow that honestly, then the salvation, you can salvation is very far out of context. But if you try, at least if not in this not in this birth, but in the coming births, you may. It's a total journey. It's not that that all of a sudden one fine morning
no,
is going to
I
achieve that.
already told you. What is the role of religion in our life?
Religion will help you to get that knowledge of loving people, and the way you just enlighten yourself, the journey.
With Mr. Shah, I'd like to add another one thing. Whenever a child is taught based on any religion, okay, the child start believing in that particular narrator, the words of the sentences. But never we have seen or never we have found any child putting a question that why it is going to be, why it is not going to be that, isn't it? Now the question is that the person who is going to narrate, he also has come to know from somebody, isn't it? He hasn't seen or he hasn't realized. So, like that, if the reality of a reality, if a child wants to know, is there any execution or is there any process he or she will be getting?
See, to be honest, as I already said, that you can yeah, you can encounter different people whom you're going to like. Okay, but to understand the real person who is going to guide you properly. Now, question is that someone is a blind follower of a particular religion. Okay, but he himself doesn't follow the teachings. He only say he conducts different conferences, but the person he himself doesn't do some the ones who actually practices these things, the actual teachings. Okay, then automatically when you jail with him to the closest circle, then you will find that reflection will come from his lifestyle and everything. But most of the time, they are not the real ones.
Like
So
Maulana Abdul Kalam, Jainul Abdin.
that's why the journey is to identify the actual preceptor is very tough. Once it is identified, the other things, the guidance will automatically come. But most of us we suffer because we don't get the preceptor. Once you get that, you will find that already you have started the journey. This birth may not be the right time, but definitely next birth, maybe the third birth, can give you the ultimate salvation. That's all. Thank you.